Well, speaking of traffic, Moncton is humming with motorcycles again this week. About 400 members of the Motor Maids are in town for a convention. It's the first and longest standing women's motorcycle riding organization in North America, and they are celebrating 75 years this year. Sandra Hinksman is from Ontario and is vice president of the Motor Maids. She rode in this morning with Elaine Fawcett, who clocked 11,000 kilometers to get here from British Columbia. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
So Elaine, how was the ride in from BC?
The ride in was awesome. We had fairly decent weather. We had cloud just about the entire trip, but very little rain. We had some very chilly mornings, but some warmer afternoons, and I saw a lot of green. Even the Badlands of South Dakota were green.
It's a nice time of year
to
do this trip.
It was
so how long
nice.
did it take you?
It took us about a total of 10 days, but we were supposed to leave on June the 13th, but because we were so antsy to get going, we actually left on the 12th. We did a bonus day.
Ah, nice. And we'll talk about that a bit later. That's what I love about motorcyclists. There's no rush, right, to get from most of the time.
Well, my husband and I are both newly retired, so this is our inaugural event together.
Oh, nice.
So it's, no rush is exactly what it was.
Oh, that's great. So, Sandra, tell us a little bit more about the organization.
Well, the Motor Maids were formed in 1940 by Dot Robinson and Linda Dugo, and they had 51 members at that time. And in fact, Canada is also at this convention celebrating 65 years as members of the Motor Maids. We had our first member join in November of 1949. So this is 65. This would be the 65th convention or anniversary for us.
Wow. And why was it important at that time to set up an organization specifically for women?
Well, our founder, Dot Robinson, wanted to unite women and show that women could be riders and be ladies. It wasn't a man's world. That women were just as capable. And in 1940, the world was at war, and the men were gone, and their bikes were left behind. Mm. And so it gave the women an opportunity to ride them. And once they started riding them and the men came home, they weren't giving them up.
No, I don't imagine. And Elaine, tell us how the organization has changed over the years. I mean, the motorcycles, for one, I don't know what they were driving in 1949. But
back then, they were kick starts. They weren't electric starts. And, they didn't have the kind of power, I suppose, that we have now. They're much more powerful, but how has it changed? Well, it's certainly more women, a lot more women. We started out with 51 members then, and we have 1,500 plus now.
Wow. Yeah. So what does that tell you, Elaine, about it? About, the popularity?
Well, the popularity has expanded immensely. I did a trip across Canada when I was 18 on a little Honda 350.
By yourself?
By myself. And I never encountered another single woman rider. And it just delights me to see so many women out there now that just are thrilled to be riding and love it, and they're avid, and it's just makes you feel good to connect with so many other lady riders. And it's just a commonality. You don't have to know them to love them. So, yeah. It's good.
And do you think there's a big difference in styles or enjoyment compared to men?
I don't think so. I think I don't know how men think. I know how I think.
One of life's great mysteries.
Yeah, really. I just can't figure those guys out. They're a mystery. But I mean, I ride because it just gives you that sense of freedom, and you're in control of your own destiny.
I would think that was pretty universal.
Yeah, I mean, I never liked being a passenger on a bike. I want to control it. So yeah.
I'm sure there are lots of them, but can you talk about some of your more memorable trips on your motorcycle? I mean, you mentioned your first one across Canada at 18, but what other ones have stood out?
Well, recently, actually just last September, 18 Motor Maids from 3 different districts. So we had motor maid from Florida, 2 from Massachusetts, and the rest from Eastern Canada, which is Ontario. And we went to Ireland, and we rented motorcycles, and we toured Ireland for 14 days. So
Beautiful.
that was a bucket list item for a lot of us.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We had a great time.
Elaine?
Well, I think for me, it's just it isn't one specific, because I've had so many great rides, and I just like getting on an unknown road and with a group of friends, and just what's around the next corner. Here's a range, mountain road over a range, let's go. And it's just the excitement of continuing to go in a direction and seeing what's around that corner.
And certainly with the motor maids, we've seen the country. Like, we have these conventions all over North America each year, and we have to ride. I mean, we are a riding club. We must ride to convention. We must ride home from convention. Last year we were in Texas. Next year we're in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So you get to see the whole country. A couple of years ago, our convention was in Bend, Oregon. So we rode out through the U.S., and we came home through Canada.
Wow. Yeah,
So-
it's not like you're going to ship them there.
No, we're not.
I mean,
No,
you gotta
we ride them.
We
and
are not people who trailer bikes.
We do not trailer our bikes. We
Why would
ride
you?
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
we ride them.
Yeah.
We hear a lot about, sharing the road, motorcyclists and motorists. Do you find differences quite striking as you go from place to place in terms of the respect that you get on the road from other people who are driving along with you?
Well, I think it's getting better. In Canada, especially because our riding season is short or shorter than some parts of the U.S. So in the spring, you almost have to re-educate drivers that we're back.
We're out here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's getting. We certainly have better. We're making drivers more aware that we exist. You see signs up on the highways now in the spring, watch for motorcycles. And so we are making them more aware of us. And I think motorcyclists respect drivers, and the drivers are respecting us. And it's all about respect. Not just cars, bicycles as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And just to add to that, on our journey across, we noticed a number of signs in yards to watch out for motorcyclists, which I thought was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Are a lot more younger women joining you now?
We are getting more young women, and we need more young women because, it's a big deal in our organization to become a Golden Life member, and that's 50 years of continuous riding as a member of the Motor Maids. And for me, I didn't join the Motor Maids until I was 46. So the chance of me becoming a 50-year Golden Life member, I could live to be 96. I don't know if I'd be picking up my bike as well as I do now. Although, having said that, we have a 90-year-old member. Gloria turned 90 on Tuesday, and she rode here from New Jersey on the same bike I ride, a Heritage Softail. So it's doable.
Oh, isn't that fantastic?
So fingers crossed.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, but we have a lot of members like that. Berger, she's been a member for 67 years. Gloria, 69-year member. Betty Falls, daughter of Dot Robinson, another 69-year member. So we have them, but we want to continue to get Golden Life members. So we do need to attract younger riders, and we are doing that.
How was the parade last night? I know you went everywhere.
It was awesome for me. I mean, as a vice president, as an officer, I carried the Canadian flag, and because the host country the city was in Canada, Canada led the parade, so I got to lead the parade. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's very heart-touching.
Yeah.
You just see this wave of bikes in front of you, and you see them behind you, and it's like, holy smokes. This is amazing.
And what an exciting thing for us to see, too, right? If you were just, standing there and watching
I don't know
it.
how many bikes were out there, but there had to have been at least 300. There were a lot. But, the whole convention has been fantastic. The city's been great.
Yes, they even posted a flag at City Hall for the Motor Maids.
Maid flag
See,
is
now
flying.
there's respect,
Yeah,
right?
it's flying at City Hall.
I'm very impressed with. Thanks to the city.
Yeah, and we had the pipers pipe us into our welcome meeting yesterday morning, and that was quite emotional.
Oh,
for
great.
a lot of us.
So where are you off to today?
Bike repair.
Oh no!
Oh, maintenance.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you're gonna see a lot of bikes out on the road this morning because we're having our Dot Robinson run this morning. That's a signature event at convention. It's a Dot Robinson road run, and so the ladies are out there. They've got a route to do, and I'm not really sure how many miles it is. I think about maybe 70 miles, and it's a timed run, so they'll be out. There's 115 bikes going out. Well, they're out there now. They went out at 8:01 this morning. So
Okay, so are the highway near here, or where are they?
yeah,
exactly?
it'll be all around here.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be out there. So keep an eye out for them. They will be doing. They're supposed to average a speed of 30 miles an hour. So, but they have been told if cars start to back up to move to the side and wave them through.
Okay.
So please, drivers, be patient. That you will get through.
All right.
Yeah.
So much fun, and I'm so glad that you came to our city and brought all those bikes with you. It's been lovely having you here, and thanks for coming in this morning, and safe travels home.
Right.
Well, thank you.
All right, that's Sandra Hinksman and Elaine Fawcett. They are in Moncton for the Motor Maids convention. You can't miss them in their royal blue shirts and white vests. The convention wraps up tomorrow.